Hello, I'm Shou. Welcome. In this lesson, we are going to talk about how to paint curved line. We are going to use this curved line to paint Chinese orchid, willow, and willow leaves. Now, let's start with the curved line. Drawing line is very important in Chinese brush painting. Basically, every painting you're going to do involved line. There are so many ways to do line. For example, this one, 19-degree U brush. Remember, in the first class, we mentioned about the central tip. This line is central tip. You can see this line is from beginning till the end is the same wide like a noodle. And you use the same pressure, gently moved curved shape. Now this curved line involved pressure change. You could see in the center is wider and two sides is sharp. Let's do a practice. Lift, press down, lift, press down, lift, press down. This curved line involved pressure change. Now let's do a line with two curves. So you enter the brush, lift it up, and press down again. Press down, lift, press down, and you don't let your brush leave the paper. These lines are the shape of orchid leaves. Orchid leaves is very long and very thin. In the center is wider, two sides is very thin. Sometimes you can only see one turn. By one turn, I mean only one in the center of the leaf is only one curve wider. Sometimes the longer leaf, they turn twice. So you can see in one line, they have a two wider curve. So this one, press down, lift, press down again, lift again. The same. The tip of the brush didn't leave the paper at all. When painting orchid leaves, be sure to lift the brush when enter the stroke. Then press down, lift, press down again, and lift again to exit the stroke. To emphasize the pointed tip, lift and close to finish. Do not press and lift too many times. Do not press near the tip of the leaf. Let's practice again. See, this one is one style of the leaf, and this one is another style of the leaves. Let's move to the petal. Petal is more wider curved line, and when you do the petal, you are not going to get it in one stroke. You are going to have two strokes, one on the left curved, one on the right curved too, and that two strokes make one petal. An orchid flower has three petals outside. You can add a very thin line to the center. That will make the petal seams connect to the center. Okay, this is the order of the petals. From outside to inside, from inside to outside, from left to right, from up to down. This is the central. This series of three dots as shown show the way to paint the stamens. And this is the central of the flower. Let's practice orchid. There are 5 different shades of the ink. In the orchid painting, I would like use lighter tone for the flower and use darker tone for the leaves. And now I need to put some stain. This is the flower. I'm going to change another brush, bigger one, because it holds more water, holds more color. I don't want to dip color in every leaf. When you paint the leaves, you could do from inside to outside. Let's change another paper. Do a colored orchid. Okay, this is my paper. Use a paper weight to hold the paper in the same place. And I'm going to use my palette to mix color. And this is the sponge to absorb extra water. I'm choosing a small brush, the smallest size, and I'm going to use lighter green, and at the tip have a little bit dark red. Now this is the green. This green is I pre-mix. I use yellow and blue, a little bit brownish. The petal is more yellowish, so based on this color, I add more yellow. On the tip, have some dark red. Okay, this time, I'm going to paint the inner petals first, and add 3 outer petals. The stem. Okay, I'm going to change a brush. The leaves, I want to use darker green. So I dipped some green pre-mix and add more blue and some ink. The brush is fairly dry. You don't want to water it. Very quick line. Paint the first leaf from the lower left to the middle right, and the second leaf still from the center to outside. The third leaf is try to break out from the center point. I mean a little bit away from the stem, and this one is going towards to the right. I already have a lot of leaf on the right side. I'm going to work on my left side. Again, from the central to outside. And some leaf is longer, some leaf is shorter. But still you can see there's a pressure change on the leaf. The center is a little bit wider. Both sides is thinner. Okay, basically everything done except the stamens. Stamens, I'm going to use ink. This is how you paint orchid with colors. Let's do a willow tree. Choose a medium-sized brush and with ink, central tip. From the bottom, go up. Branches is a curved line. And this curved line, you don't have to change in pressure. The only thing you have to pay attention is the main branch. Close to the main branch, the line is a little bit wider, and the more outside you go, the thinner the branch is. Especially the small branch, you can just use the smallest brush and center tip. Keep your pressure the same. Let's add the leaves. Choose a big brush. Use the green color, mix some yellow and pretty watery. Side tip quickly from up to bottom. This is how you paint a willow tree. Let's do a details one. This is the shape of bamboo leaf. We mentioned about this in the first class. Wider in the middle and both sides is sharp, and you use the central tip. Willow's leaf is same way. Just the difference is willow leaf is a little bit thinner and curved. You can see the central line. The bamboo central line is straight. In the willow leaf, the central line is a little bit curved. This is a willow leaf. The same method. Let's do one branch of the willow. Use the smudge brush, very thin line, central tip, a curved thin line. This is the branch, and all the leaves grow on top of it. All the leaves is in the different directions. And you don't want them parallel. This is not very nice. You can see they are parallel. It's very not nice. And this is the right way. This one is not. You could add the leaf vein on every leaves and use this vein to connect all the leaves onto the branches. Talking about the branches, let's change another paper. Each branch must be painted with curve rather than straight. Remember to make a pose and a twist back stroke at each end. When we painted the willow tree, the branch we use the central tip. That's just the basic. If you want a more advanced, the branches, you could use the sideway. Let me show you another branch. When you do the branch, you can set your brush, heavy pressure. And you can see this branch is from left to right. And when I do the branch, there are so many curved and the paths up, right, and I twist my brush a little bit and go up, twist again, go right and go down. And you can see this is how you paint the branch. Some slow, some quick, some twist, some heavy pressure, some light pressure. This is how you paint a branch. This is not easy, it takes practice. And this branch, the line is not curved. You can see it's connect with different straight line. This is not very nice. And you could see this branch, the first branch I paint is a little bit curved. And this one is straight, 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 straight. Let me show you another one. even the simple branch, all the line, I tend to use curved line. It's more natural. Okay, let's do a willow branch. The branch more close to the main stem is wider. Wider means you either side tap or heavy pressure. Okay, all the small branches are curved line, and you can just use the central tip. Small brush is fine. And when you do the small branches, some long, some short, and they have different directions. Now I'm going to add the willow leaves. Again, all the willow leaves, each single one is the same method. Like tip is less pressure, central tip is heavy pressure, and the direction, try to know the parallel. And they have a different direction, but the main direction is pointing down. And some is wider, some is thinner because different angle you see the leaves, the angles of the leaf make it different because the perspective of the leaves, some is wider, some is thinner. And I add some black dots on the branch because the branch is too smooth and I just want to add some texture on it. And where you add it, you could add where you think the line is not perfect. For example, here is too smooth, I add some black dots. The other place is a little bit thin, I add more dots make it wider. This is the black dots used for. Now I can add some veins on the leaves to connect all the leaves on the branch. Also, I can distinction the different layers of the leaves. Some leaves is in front, some is at back. This willow leaf and the bamboo leaf is the same method. I just have to change the straight line to the curved line. If you learn one, you will know how to do all sorts of different leaves. For example, like orchid leaf, willow's leaf, and grass. There's so many different leaves, and they are using the same way. Okay, let's change another paper, do a colored willow. Because the branch is very long and I feel like it's easier just from the left to right. And medium-sized brush, dark ink. If some part of the branch is not good, and I can fix that a little bit. And now the small branches. I change to a small brush, central tip, curved line. Still use the black ink. you could just stop here, but if you want to make it better, you could add some background color, like another layer, make it feels like there's a lot of leaves. You could use a big brush in clean water, wet the paper where you want to put the green background is. And now I'm going to add a color on it. Use the green color, and it's more yellowish to make a little bit different tone with the front leaves color. So I add more yellow and very liquid. It's the same way to paint the willow tree. I paint some green color on it where the leaf is, make it feels like there are more leaves there. I like this way to add a background color because if I add the color directly, I just feel like it's not that even. Now we just have to wait it dry. This is almost dried out, and this is how you paint part of the willow tree. Thank you for watching today.